Let's face it, most people aren't making massive turkey feasts on the regular, and after 364 days of not thinking about it, it can be hard to get that bird just right. That's where Instacart, the holiday rescue app, comes in. From getting all the ingredients to prep a full seasonal spread to getting last-minute swaps in a turkey emergency, Instacart has everything a holiday host needs to save face and save dinner. And right now, if you download Instacart, you get free delivery on your first 3 orders and delivery in as fast as 1 hour. Offer valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply.
The following series is outlandish, unapologetic, and uncut. Listener discretion is advised, but not enforced. Okay, fine. We'll team up. I'm J-Man, and this is J360 Hangouts here on
J360 Radio!
Hey, what's going on, J360 Legion? How are you all doing tonight? This is J-Man here on Hangouts episode 21, and with me today is a dear friend and also a great creative coming all the way down from Florida. How's it going there, Nanoverse?
What's up, dude? How you doing today, man?
Not much, man. Just chilling and enjoying the rest of the Monster Fest as we go. And I've been hearing great things from you, from the Jam fam and all, and it's about high time we got you on this series today.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here, man.
Definitely. So, hey, man, no delays here. Tell everybody about you. Sell yourself. Go on. Like, what is Nanoverse all about?
Yeah, awesome. All right, let's do it. Yeah, so I'm a 35-year-old musician. I'm an 80s baby, 90s kid. So when I was little, I grew up with heavy Spanish music. My family's from Colombia. So the only other music I'd really listen to was music from video games and movie scores, or soundtracks. So anything that wasn't what I was associated with my family was just, movies, like literally movies and video games. So that had like this, I guess, impact on me ever since I was little. And then, of course, as I got older and I finally got curious into learning instruments and learning how to become a musician and all that stuff and started doing it, kind of got brought back to that. I'm like, man, a lot of the music that I've been influenced by comes from certain movies. Like, for instance, I used to watch Terminator like crazy, the first one, right?
Hells yeah.
And like, I can't even, I think the VHS tape was burned out. Like, there were certain scenes that were all fuzzy and all that stuff because of watching it so many times. But anyway, that score, that soundtrack of that movie has and I'm sure there's millions of other people that feel the same way, for probably the same reason, because they grew up with it. That soundtrack, man, every time I hear it, man, I feel like a little kid, it brings me back to those, like the nostalgic feels are crazy.
Yeah, those good old days.
Yeah, man. So that's pretty much what Nanoverse is. I mean, it evolves, it changes, it morphs. It does its own thing on each album. I try to keep a theme per album, based on where I'm at as a musician, and of course personally and everything that's going on. And I try to put a theme to it based on current events or just kind of my journey in life and where I'm at. What's got my focus and the things that are catching my attention and sparking my curiosity. And yeah, and then of course I just try to wrap it up. Where when people see the artwork and stuff like that, I want to remind them of the days of when they'd go to Blockbuster and they'd go to the horror section and they would see a bunch of 80s VHS tapes with the sick artwork and stuff. That's kind of the impression and impact I want to make on people. When they see the art. So and of course the music goes with it too, because it has its dark and metal and John Carpenter type of style synths and stuff like that. All that shit, man.
Yeah, all that is amazing, dude. Like right there, that's just wild. It's a very interesting way we met up on this, then. And we're a lot alike.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you know how you feel about that Terminator soundtrack, right? Believe it or not,
right.
I feel the same way about the Fright Night soundtrack. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're cousins of each other
there
because the guy who made those, he composed them both. Brad Fidel.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, there you go. That's fucking awesome. Yeah. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that he did Fright Night also. But but that's it makes total sense. It makes complete sense.
Yep. You know that whole the part where the beat hits where it goes tink, like it's like metal being in the song and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all he did was just take a mic and a saucepan and just go tink tink every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I just love the way he went about that improvisation.
It's super creative, man. And another thing that was very, very popular in that time period, like the mid '80s and stuff, was where the technology of like synthesizers and stuff were at the time. Like sampling was something that was being done, and it was getting a lot easier to do it on those monstrous boards that they had, aka keyboards, right? So then they finally started sampling stuff, and I learned this from Depeche Mode, because what they would do is they would wire the synths to these pads that were like custom made mini pads, and they would have a sensor connected to them, so when you hit the pad it triggers a sample, and you could literally pick which sample you want to go to which pad. So if you hit one pad, they would sample them doing the same thing, like beating, like I don't know, like a cat, like a, let's say like a garbage can, right, like a steel can or something, and they would sample that or whatever. Or they would drop something on the ground, and whatever sound that makes, they'll record it and then input it into the keyboard, and then they would trigger it live, as part of the performance. So yeah, that makes total sense, because that was big during that period of time, where the technology was with the synths and stuff.
The best thing you can have is a sound bank.
Oh yeah, totally. Especially when you make your own, man. It's incredible.
It's insane.
You pretty much develop your own sound. Like me personally, the one thing that I feel like molds my music is my drums. I feel like if I change my drums, my music would people would almost like be like, wait, who's this? But if you listen to my music, there is like a continuity in the drums and the percussion aspect, and that's like the familiarity that I want people to have. So when they hear it, it's like, oh yeah, that's Nanoverse for sure, and it sounds good. So that's another reason for it.
A signature sound goes a long ways, yo. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
hey, actually, speaking of which, have you seen? We got to talk about this. I don't mean to throw everything out of whack in what direction you want to take it in, but we're definitely going to talk about Halloween Kills, right?
No, we're not.
Oh man!
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the top 3 during the Monster Fest. Everybody does.
Oh man!
Gotcha.
That's
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well. But I do know Halloween Ends is coming. So yeah, I know that much.
True.
And so damn well you can't hunt the shape. Come on.
Yeah, man.
But I will talk with you about a Halloween movie though, since you're a horror movie buff and everything. But first things,
I'm a big Halloween fan of the franchise Halloween. I'm a massive fan of that. That's like my go-to thing that I probably know more so than any other franchise, especially horror period. That's where I'm like, I geek out the hardest, because I think Michael Myers is probably the first villain that I like, horror villain that I fell in love with, like as being like the ultimate badass,
Hey, there's nothing like your first villain, my man.
Oh yeah.
I totally get that. Because much like you, once again, believe it or not, my first real true villain, even though he's not really a villain, was Jason. So yeah, the whole other direction.
Jason was very popular, and that's like what I remember my dad used to put on all of the freaking time. But my dad would get confused with which one was which, so he would call Michael Jason and Jason Michael. I think everybody did that. Everybody did that shit. Like, at least people that didn't care about the horror movies, they're like, oh, is that Michael or Jason? And they just throw out random names, and they don't even know who the fuck they're talking about.
But it's funny, though, because it's like they end up creating great concepts for, like, alternative films, and they don't even know it. So, like, that's the wildest thing. So whenever you got, like, somebody in the group that doesn't know what they're talking about, like, start writing down some notes so you can, like, be like, yes, that did happen.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know something though? Let's go ahead and give everybody a taste of what Nanoverse is all about with your first track, and this is the one that you made your Jams debut on, and it's called Desolation.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
That was Desolation by Nanoverse. Awesome track, my dude. And I mean this for real. It's one of my favorites from you. But I also got to say this, as we were talking in the back, though, yeah, it is nice to see that Halloween 3 is getting that good press. Season of the Witch, the Mask Company.
That is definitely a great standalone horror flick. I think that what they did was they just screwed up on the way they marketed it. You know, everybody was anticipating, obviously, the return of Michael Myers, and they never got it. You know, at least up to that point. And
right.
The movie suffered because of that, because everybody was expecting that, and they went into something that was completely different. And I get it, because when you walk into a movie with an expectation and you don't get it, it's very off-putting, you know, and very weird. And I think I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to do like an anthology series where it was like supposed to be like different stories, you know, like, but titled Halloween, I guess, centered around Halloween or whatever.
Yeah.
And then with the failure of Season of the Witch, with the box office and the crowd reception, all that at the time, nobody gave a shit that it was a good movie. You know, they just were pissed off that it wasn't Michael Myers. They were just pissed it wasn't a Michael Myers movie.
which is why in the fourth one they managed to get their whole thing. So, you know, we got satisfied with that. But, you know, I think they should go on ahead and try again with that. Just go on ahead and put anthology underneath. And then you got, like, you can do those different stories. I liked it.
Yeah, I need to, honestly, I saw it. That's one of those movies that I saw when I was a kid that I have not revisited yet. I need to rewatch it.
Yes, yes, you do.
Yeah, that's definitely on my list. I might even pop that in for Halloween night. You know,
hey,
that might just be one of the movies I watch. But no, I'm aware of it, man, and I've watched plenty of videos of like on YouTube. There's a bunch of great documentaries on the whole Halloween franchise and just the history, not only just of the movies themselves, but the history of the production and everything, like like everything that was going on behind the scenes of getting those movies made and all that stuff.
So
there's a great video of Jamie Lee Curtis talking about how she got into doing the H2O.
Oh yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like from Dusk Till Dawn when they had their whole thing about their making of. You ever seen that?
Right. Yeah.
Dusk Till Dawn was great. Old Selma Hayek coming up in there.
That's one of my favorite movies, man. I love that freaking movie.
I know.
And two of my favorite freaking directors on top of that, when they get together, they balance each other out, right?
Yes, they do.
I feel like they balance each other out in a way where it's fun and it has repeat value, man. Like it's so awesome. Like when they work together, it's like the writing gets better, obviously, because that's where Tarantino shines. But then Robert Rodriguez is just so good at just like
bringing it
stylistic, together. like just the way his shooting style is just very stylistic. You know, like it's just very like hyper real and stuff. You know, just really well done. Definitely one of my favorite directors.
Do we expect any different from the guy who made pretty much the Once Upon a Time in Mexico trilogy? I mean, let's think about that. Like,
yeah,
that guy has a skill.
Yeah.
I mean, Rebel Without a Crew, definitely a good book to read.
I got. Is that one of his books or is it about him?
It's about all the things that he went through to direct El Marachi.
Oh man.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So if you need a book to read, read that.
Dude, I'm gonna look that shit up on audio tape, see if it's an audiobook or something, man. I'll just listen to that while I'm like making music and stuff, man. I love that kind of stuff. That's what I do during the day.
I think it is an audiobook now, so yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I'll look for it. It's probably like on that Kindle or something like that on Amazon Kindle or something. But yeah, I love that stuff, man. I'm usually while I'm making music and stuff in the background, I'm always listening to audio tapes or something or podcasts or whatever. I always have something playing, just keeping my brain like focused, man. It's not easy as a creative. It's right now is the best time to be creative and to build your platform and do your thing and express your artistic side, especially if you know how to approach in marketing and all that stuff. But it's like it's not easy, man. It's stressful, dude. There's certain days where you're like, fuck, I have to post again.
Yeah, who you telling?
Exactly. Yeah, it's brutal, man.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, that's the thing, man. That's the bill we pay and everything
Yeah,
else.
it's worth it. It's worth it, man. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it can get taxing and tiresome sometimes, but you know what? I'd rather be busting my ass on this shit than doing some other shit I don't believe in. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, do I? Hey, speaking of which, the way you said that sounds like some repetition, huh? Well, guess what? You know,
Yeah.
repetition is the next track from Nanoverse coming up right now. Take it away.
Kane Hodder to be Jason.
Yeah, what was that all about?
Supposedly they came up with some bullshit excuse about it, they really gave no real reasoning because they made up a bunch of excuses. They said he was too big. They said he was too, I don't know what, or whatever, too aggressive. I don't know what. They came up with a bunch of different things that he wasn't the right fit. So they picked some other dude that's actually bigger than Kane Hodder, and they put him in as Jason. But you know how like Jason's like intense? He almost looks like he took a pre-workout when he freaking kills his victims. You know?
Yeah.
He's like breathing heavy. You know? He's like kind of like just like yeah. He just looks like he's about to deadlift like 700 pounds. Yeah, that's Kane Hodder. Like that's he like put that into the character. He added that intensity. You know?
He is Jason. I'm like, and not only that, he likes playing the role. You know how many horror like creatures and stuff like that? They're great and we love them, but the actors don't. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like replacing.
That's true.
It's like replacing Pinhead sometimes. He liked playing the role.
Yeah. Of course. You
don't
know who
do
wasn't
that.
like that? You know who wasn't like that? Believe it or not, or isn't like that? I forgot his name. The dude that played Herbert West in Reanimator.
Yeah.
Remember the actor's name, but apparently that guy is not very.
He's not fond of it.
Yeah, he's not fond of like the fanfare and all that stuff, and like a bunch of nerds geeking out over a cult classic B movie from the 80s. You know, that he was in.
he did not like that at all. So it's like, but Kane Hodder though, like you know, you actually could meet him, and he used to do like the whole Jason strangulation and stuff, and then somebody ruined that, and like, oh man, like this is why you can't have great things, and this is why like certain studio execs don't know what the hell they're talking about. Because you have a person that loves playing a role, and you're gonna take it from them. Based off of bullshit, because maybe you didn't like him. Who knows?
And it's not even that either. It's also you're taking it away from the fans that want to see him play Jason.
Exactly.
You know, those are the people that are paying the tickets. We are the box office. Why wouldn't you give us what we want? I still don't understand that to this day. You get what I'm saying?
That is a very, very good statement because to this day they are not giving us what we want.
Nope.
Still being adamant about that stuff.
It makes no sense, man. And now that's why I think that creatives have an opportunity. This is actually a golden opportunity for us because we can take initiative and we can create what they can't.
I've been saying that for a long time, yes.
And there's plenty enough going around, enough where we could all make a decent living if we busted our asses for 5 to 10 years and get a small piece of the pie and nobody would even feel it.
Yeah. Been saying that forever too. I'm like, you know, but once again, it's like when human nature comes in and starts settling and people get jealous, egos, all that kind of crap, and nobody's talking to each other. Pretty much the plot of Captain America Civil War. Yeah, things like that.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Like you know, on one hand, Cap has a point, and then on the other hand, Iron Man has a point. But we're never going to see them meet eye to eye, but we're going to see them punch the shit out of each other.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Exactly. Yeah, that's actually probably my favorite MCU movie. The Civil War? Was it Civil? No, not Civil War. The was it?
Oh, the one when Thanos came to town?
No. It was the second Captain America movie. Is it Winter Soldier? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Winter Soldier. Yeah, a lot of people love that.
Yeah,
one.
that one was great, man. It caught me off guard completely. I was expecting it to be like the same formula as most of the Marvel movies, but it was actually pretty action packed. At least,
if anything, that one was like,
it,
if anything, that one's like the sum of all fears in an MCU format. You know, it's like, god dang, enemy of the state.
Yeah, they went in hard on that movie, man. I was genuinely impressed, man, by how good it turned out. I guess because I wasn't expecting it to be anything great, like anything kind of like like low expectation on it. I knew it wasn't gonna be bad, but I wasn't expecting something that was gonna blow me off like that. Like, but yeah, man, that's a dope movie.
Hey, speaking of low expectations, though, how about those Eternals?
Oh man, yeah. Apparently that's not looking good right now, man.
It ain't.
It's not. And I mean, I hate to sound like the pessimist, but I'm like, is anybody surprised? I mean,
no,
because there's nothing about that movie that screamed we must watch this. Like, at least for me, I might sound like a dickhead saying that, but it's true. It's like,
I mean,
I see it, I'm like, wow, I really don't care.
well,
I don't know,
what they're doing is they're trying really hard to go for that Guardians lightning in a bottle thing, because a lot of people didn't know about Guardians of the Galaxy, but the movie actually did well. And then all of a sudden, they're trying to do this again. Only one thing, this is a 3-hour movie with an ensemble cast, and who the hell are we supposed to be rooting for?
Well, look, I'm gonna say this much, and I've been watching, and the only reason I can say this is because I watched a lot of because I was so impressed by this movie, Suicide Squad, the James Gunn version that came out this summer.
Yeah,
I freaking love that movie, man. That movie for me feels like it could have been the third movie in Grindhouse.
could have
Honestly,
been.
like that's literally what it felt like to me. It felt like a Grindhouse movie. And the behind the scenes of it and everything, and you know what it is? James Gunn has kind of like that same vibe that like Robert Rodriguez and Tarantino have, where he knows his characters, he knows exactly what he's executing and what he wants to capture, right? And he knows how to direct just right all of his actors, and you can tell that they enjoy being directed by him. It's almost like he brings it out of them, you know, just like Tarantino. Tarantino has so much respect from his actors that he works with that they treat his material with a lot of respect, and you can smell that on screen that the actors are really into what they're doing, you know.
Well, he also revived a lot of careers, like John Travolta's, Bruce Willis. Like, he's done a lot of good work by them.
Right.
So, yeah,
of course. And technically, you could say the same thing about James Gunn. You know, like he turned that Guardians thing into, like you said, into something that was not really known except to the comic book world, and he brought it to a mainstream level, and it took over. You know, so that's an impressive feat, man.
I mean, this is Chloe Zhao doing it. She's supposed to be allegedly a good director, but we'll have to wait and see, because what with the leakage going on right now, which once again we shouldn't be surprised about.
Yeah, that's been going on forever, dude, since the bootleg VHS tapes that our parents used to buy for $5.
Didn't they like hold the season 8 hostage for Game of Thrones, which, by the way, they should have held on to? Nobody should have paid for that.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
They actually held that hostage.
I am one of the few that just have not gotten into Game of Thrones. I haven't watched it at all, ever.
Oh, okay.
I don't know anything about it. But I don't say that in a bad way. I just never got into it. But I know people that did, and they tell me stuff about it. And
well, hey, that's the beauty of it. You ain't got to watch the show; they'll tell you.
Yeah, another thing. Yeah, and no, and funny. I think was it Maynard from Tool, the singer of Tool, was being interviewed by Joe Rogan, on the podcast, and they brought it up, and I guess they were like, "Oh, so what did you think about the way the show ended and this and that?" And this guy was like, "Yeah, me and my friends, we rewrote the last season. We have our own version. It's better." So I guess there's a lot of fans out there that feel the same way, because that's how I feel about certain stuff too. Like, for instance, Halloween Kills. I'm not gonna go into it, you know, but if anybody wants to hear what I have to say about it, it's
hey, I didn't say a damn thing about shameless plugs. You were supposed to do that after the show. Want to hear what I got to say about it? Oh, that is filthy. All right.
No, man, I really want to fucking talk about that movie, man.
I know. That's why I'm making sure I'm gag ordering the fuck out of that.
But I'm not gonna. Yeah, exactly. I respect what you're doing, man.
I know. Respect the show, damn it. Things like that. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally get it. Like, for a while there, you know, with Venom 2, I was like, I'm going to save it for my show. So, in a way, I kind of deserve that.
Yeah.
But, you know, speaking of which, though, the reason why we went into that little segue is because I want to hear more about other movies you like, too. And this is your time to be shining and stuff. So, in a way, I was kind of expecting that.
Right. There's certain movies I'm passionate about, man. I don't watch much these days because I'm so focused on what I'm doing. But when I have those moments where I need a break, like I need my brain, give my brain time to reset, that's usually when I'll get back into stuff, and I'll try to see what I can watch, if I can sneak in a good movie here and there, you know.
I get
that,
it.
You know,
I get it. By the way, thoughts on Batman Returns? I need to know.
Batman Returns?
Yes, your thoughts. Completely you.
I mean, I love the movie. It's definitely the better movie out of the two as a movie, in my opinion, compared to Batman 89. Batman
Mm-hmm.
89 is just so iconic, man. But I feel like Batman Returns they molded the clay a little better. So it's like smoothed out better than Batman 89. But no, I freaking love Batman Returns. Why? Do you not like it or something? I don't know. I'm expecting
There's a
you to be
lot
like,
of people out here nowadays. There's a lot of people out here nowadays that will always be like, Batman Returns was too dark. Batman Returns wasn't as good as
Oh,
the
God.
Batman was the. See, the thing about it is, me, bro, I love Batman Returns. I just needed to know.
Good.
I was like,
No, I love
oh,
that movie.
I gotta know. I gotta find my brethren these days. Come on now, I know y'all out there. I know the Dark
That's
Knight
an
has.
easy question for
I
me,
know.
man.
I know the Dark Knight has scared a lot of you, and it is a damn fine film. But do not forget what we were given earlier with Batman Returns.
And I miss that about like especially with the Batman movies. I love the Christopher Nolan trilogy, but for me it completely destroyed the fantasy aspect of what Batman is. It did not feel fantasy, like it felt like a documentary almost, like how realistic it felt. You know,
Well,
'cause it
God
really
knows
did.
Rises did.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So I personally just didn't. I prefer the what Burton did. It was cinematic. It had like a sense of fantasy, like it just otherworldly, something about it, like it just the way it was done, man. I prefer that. I don't know, and I understand in Batman Returns what Tim Burton was trying to do. He was pretty much
Exactly.
just trying to make a Tim Burton movie with Batman characters, and he had the freedom to express himself and all that stuff. I love it, and a lot of people will say that it's not a great Batman movie, but it is a good Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, but the hell with them, man. I like it for both of its angles.
I
It is
don't
a
care.
good
I love
Batman
the movie
movie.
either way.
It is
I
a
love the
good Tim
movie
Burton
either way.
movie. Exactly.
Right.
They were right on both
Right, it's a
accounts.
good movie.
Yeah. Don't be
I watch
picking
it
and
every year
choosing.
for Christmas.
Damn
I watch
right.
it every year for Christmas.
We
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
see. It's not the holiday season until Catwoman falls out that window. You understand what I'm saying?
For real. Yep.
It's the same thing about like when Hans Gruber falls off the building in Die Hard. It's not
Right,
the
same
holidays
thing.
yet.
Yeah, exactly. No, those are just movies that you just have to. Another one that I watch. It's not so much the horror or a comic or anything, but one movie. I don't know if you saw it, but Harold and Kumar, the last one they did. What was it?
The Christmas one? Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie, dude.
Yeah.
It's such an awesome freaking stoner Christmas movie. I love it.
I mean, it was a
It's like right up
bookend.
my alley.
It was a bookend. It wasn't bad. I liked it.
Yeah, it was good, man. I enjoyed it. I had a good memory tied to it also. I was up north in like Orlando working. I was in like working at power plants, but the pay was crazy. So I was balling, man. It was a nice little period of my life, man, where I was making some good money, traveling. It was my day off. I went to go have a big fat steak, and then I just walked into the theater, bought a ticket, and the movie was playing, and it was just a great memory, man. So I freaking love that movie. Every year, that's like my thing. I gotta watch it at least once. Get super stoned and freaking watch it.
You're lucky this is 420 friendly, damn it. All right, now you told me too much of your business. But, I do respect you, though.
Hey,
I do respect you. We all got our movie we got to watch. I totally get it,
Hell
man.
yeah.
It's just like where I sit there and I watch all the Die Hards, the trilogy, not the other ones. Fuck that. But
Which one's your favorite one?
which one is my favorite one? Oh, it's number one, dude. But Die Hard
Number
with a
one?
Vengeance is right there next to it.
I was gonna say Die Hard with a Vengeance is my favorite.
Because it's a
That
toss-up
movie is
between
just
them.
so
They're
much-
just, awesome.
Yeah, the three of them, they're all amazing, man. Freaking Mufasa, no, not Mufasa. What's his name? Scar. Freaking.
Oh,
the
yeah,
villain in
yeah.
that movie.
Wait,
Yeah, and-
Jeremy Irons? No,
Jeremy
no.
Irons, yeah.
You mean Snape? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, Snape was
Oh,
in the
and-
first
and
one.
Alfred, and he's also Alfred too, and
Yeah, he is.
BVS and stuff.
Which,
So, yeah,
by the
so-
way, they should have continued that, and technically they did with the Flash movie, but you know what I mean.
Oh man, that's gonna be a challenge, man. I am so hyped for Michael Keaton's return that I'm scared. I'm actually so scared.
Wait, why? Why?
No, not in a bad way. I'm not scared like in a bad way. I'm just like it's too much hype, bro. I think I'm gonna pass out. Like honestly, it's
okay.
unreal.
Well,
To
at that
think that,
point, yeah.
to think that Keaton's coming back, I am so freaking hyped. It's like it feels unreal, man. I'm praying and hoping that they do his character justice. But I
So,
think Keaton is a smart dude. He wouldn't do something stupid. 'Cause
nah, he wouldn't.
if that were the case, he would have done Batman Forever. You know?
Yeah, without Tim Burton's direction. But not only that, it's like this.
Exactly.
I can only imagine if when you saw the Batmobile like being in the cave, you probably passed out, didn't you? But I know
yeah.
you was happy. I
Chills,
know you
man.
was happy.
Chills.
Yeah.
Chills,
Hey, which,
man.
which
Yeah,
by the way,
I hope they bring him back tastefully. That's all I want to see is him coming back in a super cool way, man.
oh yeah, and you know he is, man. He's right there, ready for it. That man will always be Batman to me and you.
Yeah, he is Batman, man. I
Hey,
mean,
but-
who do you think is your second closest Batman to next to Keaton? Like, who's his runner-up?
Oh shit, that's a good one. Damn, I would like to say, God, it couldn't be Bale. Bale's okay, but
Live
nah.
action. Yeah, live
Nah,
action.
nah,
Live
nah,
action.
It couldn't be Bale, could it? No,
Ah,
because Kilmer tried. Okay, I think Kilmer did a decent Bruce Wayne, but not a decent enough Batman. And damn, no, it's not Clooney. So,
yeah.
uh,
Clooney, yeah.
I think
No
Bale.
way.
I think Bale would be right there behind Keaton.
I don't know.
Or maybe West.
I actually like. I would say Ben Affleck and BVS.
You know, sometimes because his role is so limited, sometimes.
Yeah, but the screen time.
But he did
get,
such
he
a
executed well.
damn good job though. I'm not
Yeah,
denying that.
yeah.
I'm like, I just want more of them. You know what I mean? Like everybody else was mad about it. Remember when people were mad about Ben Affleck being Batman? I was like,
Oh, I was
why?
one of them. He shut me up. He shut me up. I don't know why. For some weird reason, I was just never a fan of anything Ben Affleck ever did. Like I don't ever recall saying, "Hey, you know that new Ben Affleck movie? Let's go watch it." I never ever said that ever once in my life.
Well, you
know,
see
like,
there you go with that.
You know what I'm saying? I never said that, but I mean, but obviously, there's movies that I've seen that he's in that he's good. You know, stuff like that, like Dogma, right?
Yeah.
That's a good movie. He's in it. I can't think of anything else. But anyway, in BVS, like it was perfect because he was an underdog. Everybody thought that he was going to be terrible, you know. And I guess,
who's everybody?
you know,
I had faith in the man. I said, go on, man.
well,
Be
I'm
Batman.
talking about like the reception overall that he got in the beginning. He got a lot of hate, you know. Like
Yeah.
they were like, "Nah, he can't do it. He can't do it." Just like Keaton. Keaton got a lot of hate too. Everybody
Yeah,
called
he
him
did.
freaking Mr. Mom and stuff, you know.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, even if he did Beetlejuice before and everything, that's still nothing. Like the people weren't digging it until they finally saw that
Saw
teaser
what he
trailer
did.
that we dropped. Yeah, they
Yeah.
dropped that trailer that's just like 50 seconds long and it has no music. And it's just like clips from the movie like cut and it looks all dark and gritty and that's
just
it.
the way
That's
it
how they
needs to be
told me.
done.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
Oh,
no, I
man.
would say Batfleck, man, and BVS for me. I thought he was incredible, man. I was expecting him to be terrible. I don't know why, but he blew me away, man. He shut me up. You know, and I'm happy too because he's like one of my favorite Batmans now.
Yeah, but the funny part is now you got to get ready for Pattinson, and it seems like he's doing pretty okay.
I have a rule, okay? Things that
Oh
I'm
God,
hyped
here it
for.
is.
Yep, things that I'm hyped for, I don't watch the trailers. So if I'm already hyped about it, I have no need to see what they're gonna do before they do it. I'm just gonna take it all in when I go to see whenever the hell it is that it's coming out, and that's that.
Well, none of y'all on the
It's interesting, man.
Well, none of
An
y'all on the
interesting way to watch
J360
movies.
Legion can see this. I'm looking at Nanoverse right now with a raised eyebrow, and I'm like, on one hand, he's right, but on the other hand, fine, I'll go ahead and mess this up for you. I'll have a good time. Anyway, yeah, to get you back for saying all that shit on the show. Anyway, we got to go ahead and get one of your tracks together, my man. We got another one from you. This is the third track. You get to introduce it.
All right, so Entheos is up next.
Yes, it is.
All right, everybody. I guess we're listening to Entheos.
Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
And I treat it like anything else, man. It's your choice. You do what you gotta do for yourself. And that's it, But don't treat people like shit because they're making their own choice. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get it. It's like, why would you do that? Like, isn't things already annoying enough? Isn't that what we have Twitter and all the other social medias for? I mean,
yeah, man.
It's not even fun anymore. It's like, what the fuck, man? Shit.
Yeah. That's it's so easy to and then I saw there's an event that was going on.
Oh yeah.
I think it was last month or something, somewhere in Seattle, and it was some synthwave artists were gonna perform one of those shows, whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
And one of the top people of the organization that's running it, the show or the event or whatever, was oh yeah, just so you know, you can't go to the show if you're not vaccinated. It's
what?
What do you think that does to your audience? That's very divisive. You got what I'm saying? Because not everybody in your audience is 100% thinks the same way like everybody else. You're gonna get
never does
on your yeah. And how are you just gonna go ahead and isolate a percentage of your following and literally treating them like shit because they decided that they're not in a position to get the vaccine or they don't want to, or it's their choice, whatever. And now you cut them off, So to me, that's just bad business, dude. How do you expect to build a following if you're going to shit on a percentage of it just because of that, for instance? That's just, it's not cool, man.
That's not just bad business. That is fucking sad too, man. It's like this. Okay,
yeah, it's inhumane too.
That's modern wokeness right there. It's not our fault we're losing money left and right. It's the fans. I hate that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, kind of like the Hollywood's good at doing that too. That's happened in a lot of movies. Ghostbusters, when Ghostbusters went to shit, the same thing happened.
Hey, I got to jump in on that, right? I got to jump in on that. Why you doing it? You know I got to watch that movie. I announced it. What are you doing? I mean, see, but this time I'm watching it with fresh eyes. And the truth is I remember seeing it years ago, and even then it was they did that shit to themselves, if you really think about it. Any sort of negative flack that they went through, they did that to themselves. And quite a lot of these other ones. Like
it has
Dark
nothing
Fate.
to do with gender. It's just a bad movie.
yeah. Whatever happened to just bad movies? Like Terminator Dark
have
Fate.
To be something because people the way they try to do the whole thing of turning it on men because men are evil and that's why the movie did bad because we didn't go see it. Look, no, you just made a movie we don't want to see.
Yeah, but not only that,
wanted to see that shit. Not even women.
Yeah, but not right. But not only that. Look, just because I didn't go see A Wrinkle in Time when it came out doesn't mean I got a problem with gender. You didn't market this shit. Not only that, I read the book growing up. I don't need to see the movie. Get lost.
There you go.
The
little movie might end up ruining your childhood pretty much.
Oh well, that's already a given, dude. I mean, when they start bringing back all sorts of things, they remade Fright Night. I had to let that go. You know what I'm saying? It's little things like that.
It was. You know what? Let's talk about that real quick. What did you think about the remake?
Wasn't as good as the 1985 classic, but then again, it wasn't going to be. It didn't have the sexy theme song. It's pretty much like an alternative take, which it was, and that's it. That's all I can say about it.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I thought as an alternative take to the original, and it kind of trying to do its own thing. I liked it. I actually didn't I didn't hate it. I didn't oh my god, what a shitty ass movie. No, I actually was oh, this is actually pretty good. It's not like what I remember the original, but I mean, it stands on its own. They could have called it Spooky Night or something. They could have changed the title and
they could have called it Vamp Night.
It would have been Yeah, and it could have been, and they could have just done that, and just it would have been like a good one-off vamp movie, you know? Like,
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't lose my shit about it, but I will tell you this, though. A Total Recall remake where they don't even go to Mars, that exists too. Yeah.
oh man, you know what? That movie. See, this is why I don't watch trailers, but this trailer, that fight scene in that movie, there was like one big fight scene that was shot like in one sequence, and it was like shot really cool. I'm sure you know which part it is. I just don't remember off the top of my head, but I remember seeing that trailer in the theaters. I don't remember what the hell I was gonna watch, but I remember seeing that trailer. I'm like, damn, this looks like it might be actually pretty good. Because this fight scene looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then apparently that's like the only good moments in the movie.
It was. It's kind of like watching Tomorrowland. You thought Tomorrowland was going to be great, but then they were only in Tomorrowland for like 2 damn minutes. Midpoint of the movie.
Yep.
Sucked ass.
Yep.
But,
I still don't understand that, man. That's such a fail when they do that. When the audience is expecting one thing and you market it to them that way, and then when they get in there, it's like, all right, now you're gonna watch like 6 characters just talk you to death for an hour and 45 minutes. Like,
yeah, but
brutal.
while you're at it, why don't you take this RoboCop remake and run with that too?
oh man, yeah. I mean, I liked the cast. Like the how they made Michael Keaton like the villain and stuff like that. Like little things like that I did like, but that's just an okay movie at best. It's
Horrible
not horrible,
execution.
It's not bad. But
It's only
okay.
horrible because, like, if anything, it didn't have any like charm like the original movie did. It's like,
oh no, hell no.
It didn't have that. At least the original movie gave you satire. It gave you a noir feel, and not only that, like all that crazy ass action that happened in that movie. I was like, well, it's not going to have that. Of course it ain't.
Right, yeah, and that's when there was I guess there was like that moment when I realized that this movie was just not going to be anywhere near as good as the original, which I wasn't expecting it to be.
Yeah.
There's this scene where remember the warehouse scene where they like I guess unleash RoboCop for the first time to do like a training or something or like shooting, and they're in this warehouse and then they like I guess they let them start shooting and stuff. That scene there. Okay, so right before it starts, when he goes to grab his gun, there's like music that starts playing, and in my mind, I literally heard like some crazy like synth heavy stuff. Like something retro. You get what I'm saying? Something that would bring you back to that nostalgic feel of the original.
Yeah.
No, they put like some freaking Americana rock music over it.
It was like dubstep shit.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was like a rock song. It was like an Americana rock song or something. I was like, that is so out of place.
Wait. Oh my God, no. Hold on. Let me think back.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. I remember it. Oh my God.
It's that to me when I saw that. Just
the
that
spirit of
thing,
RoboCop was gone.
Yeah, that was it. I was like, man, that's it. This movie is not a RoboCop movie. It's just
generic sci-fi movie.
Yeah, that was such an easy way to make everybody like me get a little bit of those goosebumps. You get what I'm saying? And because that was a good scene, the way they shot it and everything, that scene was well done. With the right music,
would have been better.
That scene could have been
better,
20 times better, and maybe could have left a better impression on us, during seeing it. And no, like, man, they just. The execution was off, like you said, man. I agree with you.
Like the RoboCop thing. If they had like dun dun dun, that stuff coming in there, oh my God, that would have been great.
Anything, yeah, even that, like little hints of the original theme, like that, or just like the synths. Like remember the scene where he goes into that bodega and the guy's like trying to rob the place?
Yes.
And it's like the first time he goes out into the city, and when the doors open, you hear a synth that goes meow. Like little touches like that, man. Very subtle, but they give you those feels, like that. Just this movie just didn't do.
I mean, like if anything, the one in the '80s, he was in a desolate dystopian type Detroit. This one, it's like, oh, hey, he's in modern day Detroit.
He's like a cop in L.A. or something. Yeah, he's like a cop in L.A. or something. It doesn't even feel like Detroit.
just like at least like it gave you a futuristic feel. This one didn't.
That's crazy, isn't it? Right, that a movie that from freaking the late '80s can make still to this day make you feel a fantasy futuristic, like dystopian, like Metropolis world type of thing from freaking 30 something years ago, and a movie made now that you don't even need like half the budget, like you don't need anything to make it look like that, and for some whatever reason they can't pull it off, or they're just choosing not to. I don't know, man.
I think it's
wonder
the
where all
second
these
one.
trends come from.
I think it's the second
I
one.
wonder where all these they just don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it sucks, man. It's unfortunate, man. I have like a bittersweet feeling when it comes to like I guess you could say the entertainment world, like films and stuff like that. Because I love this stuff, man. Like I don't just watch movies just to entertain myself. When I watch a great movie, now the next step is to learn as much as possible about everything that happened to get that movie made and how it was made, how certain scenes were shot. I love learning stuff like that.
Yeah, like the aesthetics of film. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually a very important thing. Because how do you want your movie to look? You want your movie to look that good because it brings people into that movie. There's a reason, like with the Lord of the Rings films, you know, the way they look, because, you know, there's times where it's really, really shiny and clean, but when they're fighting and shit, you're in the middle of the battle, like all this war going on. It's like, nothing can break you from it.
Yeah, and you get immersed in that, you know, where it's almost like you really disconnect from reality. That's how intense it is, especially when it's executed well.
Oh,
you know, that it pulls you in. You almost get like hypnotized by how incredible it is, you know. And I feel like that's just very hard to find these days. That's why I don't consume much content for that reason. Because
you consume enough. Like I'm just kind of you consume mine. You got to take it all in.
Right. Exactly, and if it weren't for that, then, man, I don't know.
I'm gonna force feed it to you. Yep, we're gonna shove it down your throat, man. It's gonna be just like that scene from A Clockwork Orange. You'll never look away. You gotta take it all. Oh man, which by the way, that was a creepy movie for its time. My God,
that movie still to this day like boggles people's minds, man. Yeah,
I mean, like shit, like. How far will you go to cure ultraviolence, huh?
Yeah, man.
It's almost like Blood for Blood.
Right.
Which,
is that the next track?
Yeah. Blood for Blood by Nanoverse. Coming right up. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, that was Blood for Blood by Nanoverse. And speaking of Nanoverse, man, you are killing it in the music game, bro. You got a great set in your discography, and I'm gonna lead people to it. You know, like, this is just awesome the way you went about it. So you were inspired by RoboCop to make this track, right? The final battle and everything.
Yeah, so that's the opening track, Blood for Blood, and that's literally what the song is about, man. It's the whole story, the movie, and as a whole, you know, the tragedy of Officer Murphy's, you know, brutal death. You know, that I think that messed every kid's head up to some point, but then it was epic because he comes back, you know, as this like freaking superhero cop thing, you know, and then he just looks so badass, you know. So, but the song ultimately is like kind of like that, getting your vengeance, you know, like redeeming yourself and coming back and taking out the people that wronged you, you know. So it's great, like revenge type of thing. So that's ultimately what the track is based on. So when I hear the song, I instantly think RoboCop, and I think it'd be cool if people like the song and they also see like the music video that's on my channel and everything, because I used footage from RoboCop and mixed it together and stuff, and it's perfect because that's what it ultimately is, you know.
Oh, nice. Yes. Oh, you know what? Wait. Music video, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you mentioned that because, see, I have a thing called the Monsterfest Showcase, and I get to showcase music videos of the Jam Fam. So I think it's about time you got that opportunity. So we're gonna put you on that.
All right, man. That's freaking awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, I'll send you over the video so you can, you know, chop that up and do your thing, man. That's awesome.
Hey, it's all about sliding you guys in, man. This is what I do. Like, Hangouts is made for me to get to know all of you, and not only that, like, you're an awesome dude, man. You remind me of myself. That's pretty freaking awesome. Pretty damn scary, too.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
because I know how I get sometimes.
We're pretty freaking... yeah. We're super creative people, man, and we grind. You know, like you can tell because that's kind of hard to fake out here, man. You can smell that BS from a mile away when someone ain't putting in work, man.
You see that shit all the time on social media, right? Like half the time they on there posting that crap, and it's like, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm sad." I'm like, "What? You ghostwriter didn't show up yet? What's the matter, man? The person that actually does the work in there, huh? What's up, boy?"
Yep.
Now, see, I better stop because some people would look at that and think I was cyberbullying, which I'm not.
No, it's the truth, man. You know, just it's the cold, hard truth. It is what it is.
You know
just
what?
Gotta put in. If you don't put in the hours, then
yeah. I mean, one way or another, the fakes get exposed all the time. So let's not, dwell on that. But the funny part is, though, I can see it now. I'll be like, wait, Nanoverse is in town? Oh, I see. And you see me pull out my lightsaber, right? And I know you got yours. And I'm like, I knew you was here. And I can see that, but dude, I'll be like, nah, we battled to the ends. This is my spot now. But we supposed to be a team. I'm like, we are a team. Just play along. And then we're all battling. That would be wild as hell. I would film that sketch with you at least once. I'm like, Nanoverse. I knew it was you. And I have like the red lightsaber and stuff.
Well, I'll take the blue one.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead, man. I'm like, look, I am the evil empire here. Damn it! All right, so. Oh man! Which, by the way, when I do a Star Wars special, or if I ever do one, actually, they're not that bad. I actually do like the first 6. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not a big Star Wars guy, to be honest. That's one thing that didn't really catch my attention when I was a kid for whatever reason. I don't know why.
That's not for everybody.
My dad did have Return of the Jedi on VHS. Why, I don't know, because he doesn't like sci-fi. But maybe he did. I don't know. Don't take my dad as a Star Trek. My dad's an action hero, freaking. Action movies and horror movies. That's my dad. Yeah,
Predator,
he loves
man.
that stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you put on a movie like that for my dad, man. He'll be like a little kid on the couch the whole time. He loves all that stuff.
Hey, my dad's the same way. Wow, we are similar as F. Well, yep. I see how this
that's
goes.
where I got all my influences, man. I got my influences from my dad. You know, the
Same.
movies and all that stuff. That's my dad. He pretty much gave me all his tapes. He's like, here, Terminator, here, Predator.
Yes.
Just grew up with all that stuff. Oh yeah, here, freaking Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, freaking Jason Part 3, whatever. You know, that's for a time that was my favorite Jason because it's the one where he gets his mask for the first time.
Yep.
I hated the one with the freaking potato sack over his head.
Oh, come on, man. That was his first day on the job. That was his first day on the job. I know, man. But that was weak. Come on, man. you know how everybody got their first uniform. Come on now.
Right. No, I mean it is a good movie. I love the movie for what it is. But I mean it's just so iconic when he finally got the hockey mask in part 3.
I get that.
But yeah, but then when Kane Hodder took over, and the rest is history at that point. I mean, he was only he wasn't really in that many movies though. He was like in 4 or 5 of them, right?
But he's the Jason that everybody especially us would know.
Yeah.
So and that's what makes him great. But hey, man, we're running out of time on this part of the show. I'm gonna invite you back on more. Don't worry, along with everybody else in the Jam Fam. Why not? Because I'm sure as soon as Jamiversary hits next year, we're all gonna be doing a lot of talking.
Yep.
But hey, man, tell people where they can find you at, where they can purchase your music, and lay it all out for them. Now you can do your shameless plug.
All right, yeah. So I'm mostly active on Instagram and Twitter. Instagram is at nanoverse.music. Twitter is just Nanoverse. My music, my whole catalog is up on Bandcamp. That's nanoverse.bandcamp.com. The album's going to be dropping on there. On streaming, the first single, which is Blood for Blood, that is going to be on all streaming platforms. And I'm actually going to be doing a little interesting thing with this release. I'm going to be slow, releasing the album each month. So this month, the first track, then the next month, the second, third, et cetera, till the album's fully released. So it's 8 tracks. But as of tomorrow, it'll be up on Bandcamp, so whoever wants to go check it out, that would be where you go. And also, I have my YouTube channel. Whenever I do, I'll do either a cover of a song, or if I do anything that has anything to do with visuals, videos, video edits, things like that, that's on my YouTube channel, which is Nanoverse Productions. That's pretty much it.
Very awesome, my dude. Well, it's always good to have you in the Jam Fam, of course, and Jam Fam forever. And I'm glad that you made your time to come out here on the Hangouts today, and it was an honor hosting you. Even though you cut me off at important points. Why? Why, man? What was that all about? You know,
hey,
I paid the bills here.
You know?
I paid the bills here, man. All right? Anyway, I just had to get that in. Well, other than that, though, man, you've been a delight, and it was awesome to have you here and stuff. So, hey, until next time, man.
Yeah, man, thank you for having me on, man. This was a fucking blast, so thank you.
Awesome. And J360 Legion, y'all take care of yourselves. This is J-Man signing off along with Nanoverse. And once again, please don't eat the paint and be about better things for your life, because we're going to have an awesome show coming up again for you next time around, too. But until then, this is J-Man signing off. Peace.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.